So what is hidden? What is the secret wisdom? Hidden, for instance, in the Bible, in the Quran, and in the Vedas. It is the book of light. And so we should not fight today about this or that, about the differences. We should see what unites us, not what separates us. What unites us, that union is the book of light. And so we should always know that even the person of Jesus, of course, never existed as described in the Bible. We will come to that in detail, but that this crucifixion is a symbolic story talking about initiation. Dear friends, we go deeper into the teaching of the book of light. What kind of faculties do I need to understand the book of light? I must feel in myself a need or an awareness that all that what I have heard and read right now in other scriptures does not satisfy me. I need more. Then you're ready for the book of light. Then you're ready for it. What are the 7 principles in man? They are connected with the 7 principles in the universe. So they are a copy? Yes. 7 principles of man are a copy of the 7 cosmic principles. They are, could say, you are the offspring, and your 7 principles are the offspring of the 7 cosmic principles, because the book of light teaches man is not 1, man is 7. The monad encased and shrouded in 7 bodies, the lowest physical to the highest spiritual, with which still is matter. You see, to a certain extent, the teaching of the book of light says spirit is very, very, very refined matter. Where do we return to? Into that which is the essence of the universe. Back to the unmanifest. It is also unmanifestable. See, that's the first principle. That's where we came from. That's where we come from. So man has 7 principles. And the book of light explains it. The human, spiritual, psychical economy, so to speak, in the present age. We have these principles reckoned differently in other religions, and scriptures, and so forth. We will come in detail to that. In how many principles was man divided by the Indians? In 4. Sometimes in 5. Into 5. Does the Jewish Kabbalah, the Jewish philosophy, teach? You must know, this is the occult teaching of the Jews, occult tradition of the Jews. They taught man is 4. What are they 4? First of all, neshamaha. Neshamaha. What is that? It is in Jewish philosophy, the Kabbalah, the highest, the most spiritual of all. And followed by Ruach, which is the spirit soul, and lower into matter, they also call it Ruach. Lower into matter would be then Nefesh, which we compare to the astral soul. And those 3, Neshamaha, Ruach, or Ruach, and Nefesh, they are in Guf, physical vehicle, physical body. Now, dear friends, the Book of Light does not only unite all religions, but also all different, seemingly different occult teachings, because when the teaching of the Book of Light was handed down first, it split into different occult teachings. And they were further veiled and led to the religions of today. So the unmasking that the Book of Light is doing goes in steps. First, the religious sheath is removed. Then the occult sheath, and the super occult appears, which is the Book of Light. And it says all of them are right. They can be practiced as they were, but now maybe with a better understanding. Now, how does the Book of Light separate man into 49 parts? And there's no contradiction to the 4 parts of Jewish philosophy. Book of Light says man is 7. And each of these parts is 7 times divided. And let's take a look at it. We call the grossest body Shtula Sharira. See? Shtula Sharira. It is, for our consciousness, very material and physical, but as a matter of fact, Book of Light teachings, it is transitory, foam-like, full of holes. If you see it in the right way, it's just energy centers. Our limited senses perceive the body as something dense. When a cat looks at you, it sees you as energy centers. See, every cat, every dog, every bird sees 10 times, 1,000 times better than we. Our senses are lowly developed, dear friends. We are the weakest part in nature, the weakest link. The only thing that saves us and that enabled us to survive was the brain. And also a sudden quantum leap of the brain from small size to big in human evolution, and we will see how that happens. And Darwin could not explain it. We can in the Book of Light. So this is so interesting that we go into detail. And when we go into detail, we become more and more anatta, meaning whatever we are aware of. We know I'm not that. I cling to it, yes. I enjoy it, yes. But it is arising and passing away, and it's not me. Not me. Now we see the second principle. What is the second principle? It's called Linga Sharira. What is that? It's again a Sanskrit word. Actually, it means characteristic mark. It is, so to speak, a model or a pattern. And the physical body is built on that. And the physical body is not that dense as you think it is. It's basically porous. It's mostly porosity. That's how it is. Full of holes, you can say. I will later come to that. What is the third? It's prana sharira. This is vital energy, vital fluids, with several names. Now, in the Book of Light system, we have 3. Others have 5. Others have 7, 12. Upanishads. And others give them different numbers. But you see, that should not separate us. Because this is what happens right now, that the occult scriptures say, you said 4, but we have 5, so you are our enemy. You teach the wrong thing. No, you teach both the right thing. You see the necessity of the Book of Light, dear friends. Now let's come to the 5th principle. What is that? Well, it is that principle which actually means to think, to reflect. It is mental activity. It is thinking. We call it manas. Manas. And when I talk about manas, I mean always rupa also, which is a body. You see, these are sheathed, made of matter in different density. Yeah? Now we go higher. The sixth principle, the spiritual soul. What does this soul carry, this principle? Well, the vehicle or carrier is this of Atman. Atman. Where does this buddhi come from? Well, it comes from the Sanskrit root bud. Means to enlighten, to understand. Is that why Buddha is called the spiritually awakened? Yes. He is no longer dead. You see, Jesus said, let the dead bury the dead. Let the dead bury the dead. Because you are not the body. You have a body. You cannot die. When you die, you don't lay in that there and the worms eat you. This is, a stupid thinking that has been invented by New Age thinking. Actually, New Age in the sense of that they lost the occult core of the teaching and said, you are the body. You are not, you have a body. That leads us, dear friends, to the question, what is the highest principle? It's Atman. See, that's an interesting word. Because we in Germany say Atmen, and we mean to breathe. To breathe. Atman. And even there in Sanskrit, Atman has the first two letters. At means to breathe. From Sanskrit translated to English. German, At, Atman. At, to breathe. So we can say that this is a universal principle. Then how does it come in connection with the lower? Well, during incarnation, it takes on attributes. Why? Because being linked with buddhi, the buddhi being linked with manas, the manas being linked to karma. See, this is the fourth principle. I think I forgot it to name it. Sorry, the Chohan called me many times a fool. That's what I am when I dare to talk about these things that have been dictated to me, but I try my best. So we have 7 principles. Sthula, first. Second, Linga Sharira. Third, Prana. And the fourth, that I, so to speak, skipped, it's the karma principle. Not karma. Karma, it means desire. See, what is that? It is a force, driving, impelling. It has no color. It is neither good nor bad. It is used by the mind, and then it becomes good or bad. So, where the mind of the soul directs its use, the karma becomes good or bad, positive or negative. So that's the fourth principle, and the fifth is the manas, thinking, sixth is buddhi, atman, and the seventh is atman. See, the sixth buddhi is, so to speak, the vehicle of the atman, and the seventh is the atman. And that seventh, atman, is almost the same like German atmen, to breathe. What is beyond the highest? You see, the Indian teaching, Sanskrit teaching also says Brahman, neuter, universal spirit. Call it also Paramatman. And it's a compound term, being the highest Atman, so to speak.